All right, let's get to story number 2, Zach. BS item number 2. Kim Jong-un orders pet dogs to be confiscated in North Korean capital. Oh, man. North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un ordered pet dogs to be confiscated in the capital, saying that the pooches represent Western decadence, but their owners fear Fido is really headed for someone's dinner table. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that. Story continues here. Kim issued the directive in July to round up the pets, claiming they were part of a tainted trend by bourgeois ideology. Said, according to a South Korean newspaper, ordinary people raise pigs and livestock on their porches, but high-ranking officials and the wealthy own pet dogs, which stoked some resentment among the lower classes, the source said. Authorities have identified households with pet dogs and are forcing them to give them up or forcefully confiscating them and putting them down. Zach, come on, man. Just leave the dogs, leave the poor pooches alone.
Let them be. Let him be. So you sent me this article, I think yesterday, maybe 2 days ago, and that's the first thing I thought about was that is a bullshit excuse. All the dogs are bougie, so we're going to round them all up and get rid of them. That's a bullshit excuse. And I think today, when I was looking more into it, there's more articles coming out about it. Apparently, there's a food shortage in Korea.
Yeah.
Because like all of their rice fields or something got flooded and got ruined. So they're like experiencing some crazy like food shortage. So that shit's a delicacy over there, man. They love dog meat. Like, and it's apparently like a big dish in the summertime. Like they like make this like dog soup or some shit. Like they know exactly what they're doing.
So this is another one of the stories with multiple layers of BS. And now, of course, in North Korea, I think they're always in some sort of a food shortage or a famine because the way they run their state and the way they run their economy, it's not very good. And also, when people who escape North Korea make it down to South Korea, they notice that the people are. So North Koreans and South Koreans are essentially genetically the same, but North Koreans are shorter. They have much worse health outcomes because they're literally malnourished. Much of the population is. So they like dogs. They like eating dogs, and then you have sort of the upper classes taking those what could be food. I guess. I mean, you shouldn't eat dogs. I'll just say that, but yeah. You have people starving potentially, the lower classes, and then the rich people are walking around with a little Shih Tzu with a bow in its hair when someone could be eating.
Yeah,
it's so weird to think of it that way, right?
It is.
I think because I was thinking like it'd be like taking a cow and making in a famine making a cow, you're naming it Bessie, and I don't know, turning it into your pet.
It's I think like. People are going to say like, oh, well, they're starving, like they should eat the dog. Like, well, maybe if they like opened up their borders a little bit and like made trade like okay between countries, maybe they wouldn't have this problem and they would actually be able to get access to food.
Yep.
Right.
It's real simple. Give up your nukes and then the sanctions will be gone. You could run a normal. And I mean, that's basically it. We're in a sense, we're sort of the world policies are sort of starving North Korea because they won't give up their nukes and they sell their nuke technology to other countries. I mean, this is obviously more complicated than we're gonna solve here, but
we're getting involved in investigative journalism here.
Maybe one of these days I'll do a deep dive into North Korea.
We'll be like the movie The Interview. We'll be popping over there. The BS podcast interviews Kim Jong.
I do not work for the CIA, I promise.
Yeah.
But there's another layer of BS on this, Zach, which is that the regime is so crazy and stupid that its own people, not even the wealthy, even know what the rules are. They can be changed on a whim. It'd be one thing if just dogs as pets were just simply never allowed, forever, and then people banned items or whatever. They some people keep a couple as pets or something, but now Kim Jong-un changed his mind, so now you can't have a dog anymore. I mean, even if how crappy is that? How BS is that you don't even have any established laws or rules?
Yeah, you can change it on a whim. That's major bullshit, right? They could change your entire way of life or your entire family in an instant, and like you can't say shit about it. Like that sucks.
Yeah, it does. And how can you can't have a normal society like that? No. There is an interesting there's back to this newspaper from the the South Korean newspaper. It says there is some hope. Not all of them, Zach, will be on the dinner table. Apparently, some may end up in the state-run zoo, but some of them will end up being eaten.
That sounds like a boring ass zoo, though. Like, just go there to look at a bunch of dogs. Like,
Yeah, what do you mean?
you can see that at the park. Well, I mean, I guess in North Korea you can't see it at the park anymore. So but still.
Yeah, what's so great about a dog in a zoo? it's a great point. Because if they are food, then you don't put livestock in the zoo. You don't have like a cow exhibit. I don't think that would be boring as well.
Yeah.
So
I
what?
don't know. The Baltimore Zoo has a section of like barn animals. Like they got pigs and cows and like lamb and stuff that you can go pet.
Well, what is that for a?
But that's like the kitty. That's like the kitty section of the zoo, though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's like where the petting zoo is, and it's like, oh hey, look at that pig. That's about it.
Okay. Yeah, goats. I guess goats. So goats qualify, but that's more for petting and strange little animals. Goats.
I know. Have you ever ate goat?
I have.
It's not bad. I like it.
No, I like.
You don't like it?
I like lamb. I like it all.
Well, yeah. I like lamb. I think there was like one time when like, have you ever been to like an Indian food restaurant? Like a lunchtime, you usually do a buffet at lunchtime.
Okay, I've never been. I've been to an Indian restaurant once and wasn't crazy about it, but I feel like I need to try, maybe find a better one. Yeah, tell me all about it.
So like, I love Indian food, and like there's like a good Indian food restaurant right next to our offices in Baltimore, and during lunchtime, if you want to go for lunch, usually most Indian restaurants do a buffet during lunchtime.
Okay.
So you don't just order an entree and go, you sit down, you have a buffet. And like, because it's usually all you can eat, sometimes they usually don't have lamb. And I really wanted lamb, and all they have is goats. I'm like, well, I'll just try it and see what it's like. I loved it, man. It was good.
That's decent. Yeah. Absolutely. It's got a little more flavor, but there's nothing wrong with that.
It's all about the sauce, man. They put it in.
What's your favorite sauce?
I don't know. Vindaloo, or I think I usually get like lamb vindaloo. Tikka masala is usually like the Americanized,
Okay.
Like that's what all the like.
My wife made some.
I feel like every white person I talk to, and you're like, do you like any of you? They're like, oh, I love chicken tikka masala. That's like, it's like the orange chicken of like Indian food. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Or
that's like a
general. It's like the General Toes, I guess, or whatever. General Toes.
General Toe. Yeah. Why do they gotta spell it like that? I don't know. I'll have to get some Indian food, and maybe I'll try the goat with the sauce.
Yeah.
All right. So North Korea sucks.